was, and I quote, classified documents presented last week to President Obama and President-elect Trump included allegations that Russian operatives claimed to have compromising personal and financial information about Mr. Trump. Multiple U.S. officials with direct knowledge of the briefings tell CNN.
Anderson, your sources are not correct. And the fact is
so you're saying in that intelligence, you're saying in that intelligence briefing there was no information in any of the documents of that two-page summary.
So two things on that. Number one, we don't discuss the classified information that is presented in intelligence briefings.
Well, you just said it wasn't
That's why they're closed door. Excuse me, but Anderson, if you want me to talk, I know CNN is feeling the heat today.
I think you guys are feeling
enough to come on and discuss it. We feel it. What heat do we feel? That you've got this raw information, this complete ridiculous fake news. Actually, it's just fake. It's not
actually been backed up by not only multiple sources, but other news agencies, New York Times, Washington.
Well, I'm surprised you just want to argue with me. It has not been backed up by credible news sources, and you know as well as I do that these rumors were running around for months. Every news outlet was chasing these rumors for months and decided not to. Anderson, because CNN went first and had this breathless report. You know, everybody said it was a bombshell, earth-shattering report last night.
We didn't say it was a bombshell.
BuzzFeed then went ahead. But yes, he did. Yes, he did. It says right here, Intel chiefs presented Trump with claims of Russian effort to compromise him.
Where's the word bombshell?
That's not true. Your headline is wrong. Well, then Seth Meyer said that he confronted me on the bombshell. None of it is true.
Well,
and I think
I'm sorry,
a day
Seth
later,
Meyer
can you tell me that you would? Can you tell me would you run the same story today, knowing what you know, everything that's happened? Because
absolutely.
You would, wow, because the executive editor of the New York Times said they saw this information and decided they couldn't corroborate, they couldn't verify it.
They're talking about the BuzzFeed story.
And so are you. You linked to the.
No,
why do you link to the BuzzFeed story in your report?
We said we cannot corroborate. We're not reporting what they released. In fact, Jake Tapper has been very critical of what BuzzFeed has done.
If you couldn't corroborate it, why would you even link to it? Why are you linking to fake news?
We did not link to it.
Stuff? You know the Michael Cohen who is mentioned in that report is not the Michael Cohen who works at the Trump Organization. This Michael Cohen,
never said he was.
Cohen, has never been. You're linking to the BuzzFeed report.
We're not linking to the BuzzFeed report.
It's mentioned in here. I'm looking at the updated CNN report. I read it right before we came on air, and absolutely, you know, people are going to. Why did you run a story? Why run a story based on anonymous sourcing that now has been rebutted about a two-page appendix that?
So you're saying there was no. You're saying that there was no two-page summary that was included in briefing materials.
The president-elect was asked that question today. You should refer to his answer, but I will tell you.
Well, no, you can answer.
Lower level.
He said.
No, I wasn't in the briefing.
Okay, so you can't say whether or not. You're saying it's not true, but you're saying also
what did the president-elect say today when he was asked?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, then you didn't pay attention to the attention to the press conference. You're relying on CNN, unverified sources.
Actually, I just watched the press conference. I just don't want to misquote the president-elect. I assume you know what the president-elect said today.
I sure do. And
he said he doesn't want to talk about.
I doubt to learn it on CNN.
He said he doesn't want to talk about. He won't talk about what happened in intelligence briefings. But
right. He shouldn't. It's called an intelligence briefing. Anderson, are you comfortable that?
But if this didn't happen in an intelligence briefing, then you can talk about it. If this wasn't part of the briefing, if this wasn't part of, I'm sorry to talk over you. Were
you four journalists in the intelligence briefing? Were the officials who leaked to the media in the intelligence briefing? No.
So on the one hand,
right,
but Kellyanne,
intelligence officials and the briefer.
What you're saying doesn't make sense. On the one hand, you're saying our reporting is inaccurate. On the other hand, you're saying you don't know if it was in the intelligence briefing, and you can't say even if you did know, right?
I can tell you that credible news reports today say that it was not in there.
An NBC News report based on one source. An NBC News report based on one source.
And what is yours based on?
Multiple sources, and the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal as well say that.
No, excuse me. You know who the person who put this collection of raw material is, right?
We're not reporting that raw material. We're not reporting that this person. We're not basing our reporting on what this person did. Of course, it was opposition research. CNN is not BuzzFeed. I just wish you guys would acknowledge and just be straightforward. I get why politically it makes sense for you to link CNN with what BuzzFeed did, but as Jake Tapper has repeatedly said on the air,